Bueno. So, where are we? With
Page 28.
27, no?
Maria. Mine is 28, 29. But it says, thank you. Anselmo told her.
A ver. Thank you. 26 in my edition.
Anselmo said to her, 26 for our edition.
Yes. Thank you, Anselmo said to her, and Robert Jordan realized, etc., etc. Well, he was violating the second rule of the two rules for getting on well with people that speak Spanish. Give the men tobacco and leave the women alone. So the rules that Robert Jordan had for Spanish people, I don't know if you found it, Malena.
Yes.
In the
Malena, 29, at the beginning of page 29.
Yes, thank you.
Thank you.
In the paragraph that says thank you, in the middle of the paragraph, it says he was violating the second rule of the two rules for getting on well with people that speak Spanish. Give the men tobacco and leave the women alone. So he was, because he was talking to the girl, and well, it was evident that they liked each other, no?
Yes.
And then when they talk, this is a very the gypsy Rafael tells Robert Jordan about Pablo's wife, and it is very funny because he says that the woman is barbarous that she can kill you with her tongue, no? I have seen Rafael of Rafael neither of no one. This is a very strange woman. Is of no one, but she cooks well. They are talking about Maria, no? She is of no one. Really of no one, Robert Jordan asked her. Of no one, no one. Neither in joke nor in seriousness, nor of thee either. So Maria tells Robert that she belongs to nobody, not to Robert Jordan either, no? But then she blushes, and so she shows that she is also interested in him, no? Then when they talk about the horses and the train, Anselmo says that was the last raid of Pablo. Since then, he has done nothing. So we see that Pablo has stopped his activity, yes? And have you found it?
Yes.
Yes. How many are you? Robert Jordan asked. We are 7 and there are 2 women. 2? Yes, the mujer of Pablo.
Sorry, where are you?
28 at the top, Alicia.
No, give me the...
Mujeres in italics.
Alicia, page 28.
Mujer, yes, the mujer of
The
Pablo.
mujer of Pablo.
Yes.
Yes. And how is she, the mujer of Pablo? And then later on, and the gypsy says, something barbarous, something very barbarous. If you think Pablo is ugly, you should see his woman. No, but brave, 100 times braver than Pablo. But something barbarous. So she is brave but barbarous. Me encanta el adjetivo. Pablo was brave in the beginning. Pablo was something serious in the beginning, no? So again, this is a way of anticipating what is going to happen, yes? So, well, they talk.
He killed more people than the cholera.
No, es divino, es divino.
Es genial el diálogo.
El diálogo es divino porque this gypsy is so funny, ¿no?
Muy gracioso, sí.
Very funny, very funny. So.
Le dan con un caño, pobre Pablo, acá.
No, Pablo lo destruyen, sí.
Anselmo dice,
La
"Uy,
mujer es 100 times braver than Pablo.
yes."
Yes.
Pero bueno, igual mató a un montón de gente.
And then in the same page later on it says, nor is there any other gypsy. Anselmo says, why should there be? The gypsy asked. Who wants to be in an army? Do we make the revolution to be in an army? I am willing to fight, but not to be in an army. And of course, this is the description of the gypsies, no? As Gabriela said before, they talk, they lie, and they are independent. He wants to fight, but he doesn't want to be in an army. He wants to be a partisan, but not a soldier.
Yes, they have a special way of life,
Yes,
no?
yes.
All the time. The
all the
gypsy
time.
people is a rebel completely.
Completely, yes. So
Completely.
well, so then they go on talking about a gun that they found, and that's why I sent you the picture of the gun. This is a Lewis gun, no, because Raphael doesn't know what name this gun has, and Robert asks, and he says, no, it has a rare name. It is a machine gun. It fights an infinity of rounds. It is very hot. You can burn your hand, etc., etc. And so he realizes that they are talking about the Lewis gun, ¿no? Es como una ametralladora manual. So they call it the máquina, the máquina. And then when Robert is thinking, he's thinking about this weapon, and he says that if you run out of ammunition, no, they get so hot they melt. Robert Jordan said in English, and I don't know if you are there. Unless they jam,
Yes.
yes. Unless they jam, run out of ammunition, or get so hot that they melt, Robert Jordan said in English. What do you say? Anselmo asked him. Nothing, Robert Jordan said. I was only looking into the future in English. Yes. So again, another anticipation of the story. He's looking into the future in English.
Yes.
That is something truly rare, the gypsy said, looking into the future in English. Can you read in the palm of the hand? No, Robert Jordan said. And then he says, the mujer of Pablo reads in the hands. No? Because the mujer of Pablo is also, or has also, gypsy blood. Yes? Claro. And Robert Jordan sat up now and took a swallow of the wine. Let us see the mujer of Pablo now. If it is that bad, let us get it over with. I would not disturb her, Raphael said. She has a strong hatred for me. Why? She treats me as a time waster. What injustice, Anselmo taunted. Because the Spanish people are very humorous, no? They are very ironic.
Yes.
She is against gypsies. What an error, Anselmo said.
Es que somos así si lo pensamos. We are not like the British or the American are very polite.
No.
They have just met, so they wouldn't dream of talking like that about somebody who is not even present.
Yes, but we have this type of humor, no?
Yes, we are like that too.
And Rafael says she has gypsy blood. She knows of what she speaks. Yes. But she has a tongue that scolds and that bites like a bullwhip. With this tongue, she takes the hide from anyone in strips. She's of an unbelievable barbarousness. No, la describe terrible. How does she get along with the girl, Maria? Good, she likes her. But let anyone come near her seriously. He shook his head and clacked with his tongue. She's very good with the girl. She takes good care of her. And here is when they tell the story of how they recovered Maria. And
Found,
the
yes.
one who brought Maria by pushing her, by having her in her arms, etc., was Pablo's wife. Yes, uh, it is. It is very, very moving, no? Because Rafael tells the story of that day, and Rafael is a great narrator. He tells the story, no, like a real great narrator. Um, he says, when the old woman could not carry her, I carried her. We were going up that hill breast high in the gorse and heather. And when I could no longer carry her, Pablo carried her. But what the old woman had to say to us to make us do it. He shook his head at the memory. It is true that the girl is long in the legs, but is not heavy. The bones are light and she weighs little. But she weighs enough when we had to carry her and stop to fire and then carry her again with the old woman lashing at Pablo with the rope and carrying his rifle, putting it in his hand when he would drop the girl, making him pick her up again and loading the gun for him while she cursed him, taking the shells from his pouches and shoving them down into the magazine and cursing him. The dusk was coming well on then, and when the night came, it was all right. But it was lucky that they had no cavalry. So when they escaped the attack on the train, it was, I mean, it was very difficult, very serious, yes. And Pablo's wife never abandoned the girl. And she cursed, she insulted her husband, and she made the men carry her, yes. I mean, she was very brave, very brave. So, well, they go on talking, and we find the meeting between Robert and Pablo's wife. It is two pages later. The paragraph begins. Robert Jordan saw a woman of about 50,
Yes, yes. Robert Jordan saw a woman of about 50.
almost as big as Pablo. Almost,
Wife, Pablo's wife.
yes, yes. Almost
Yeah,
as white as she was tall, in black peasant skirt and waist, with heavy wool socks on heavy legs, black rope-soled shoes, and a brown face like a model for a granite monument. She had big but nice looking hands, and her thick curly black hair was twisted into a knot on her neck. Answer me, she said to the gypsy, ignoring the others. I was talking to these comrades. This one comes as a dynamiter. I know all that, the gypsy officer. Get out of here now and relieve Andres, who is on guard at the top. Me voy, the gypsy said. I go. He turned to Robert Jordan. I will see thee at the hour of eating. Not even in a joke, said the woman to him. 3 times you have eaten today according to my count. Go now and send me Andres. Los tenía cortitos. Hola, she said to Robert Jordan and put out her hand and smiled. How are you and how is everything in the Republic? Good, he said, and returned her strong grip, both with me and with the Republic. I am happy, she told him. She was looking into his face and smiling, and he noticed she had fine gray eyes. Do you come for us to do another train? No, said Robert Jordan, trusting her instantly. For a bridge. No es nada, she said. A bridge is nothing. When do we do another train now that we have horses? So you see, she wants action.
yes.
She wants action. Later, this bridge is of great importance. The girl told me your comrade who was with us at the train is dead. Yes, what a pity. Never have I seen such an explosion. He was a man of talent. He pleased me very much. It is not possible to do another train now. There are many men
This
here.
man was the Russian one, no?
Claro, claro.
Tashkin.
Eh,
Tashkin.
Yes.
There are many men here now in the hills, too many. It is already hard to get food. It would be better to get out. And we have horses. We have to do this bridge. Where is it? Quite close. All the better, the mujer of Pablo said. Let us blow all the bridges that are here and get out. I am sick of this place. Here is too much concentration of people. No good can come of it. Here is a stagnation that is repugnant. So you see, she
Sorry,
feels
what's stagnation?
es estancado, agua estancada.
Estancamiento, sí.
Ah,
So what she feels is that they are not doing anything. They are
Mm.
kind of frozen there, and that there is no action, and that they have to do things, and there are too many people.
in this case of stagnation, yes.
Claro,
They are paralyzed.
Something
paralyzed, yes.
move.
But
Nothing is
stagnation
happening.
has a double meaning, if you want, because it allows us to think of something that has a bad smell too.
Yes.
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 So what she means is that they are there, and it is no good to be there because there are too many people and they are not doing anything. So
Están
Están
estancados.
estancados, como se dice, una persona estancada.
Negativo, sí, sí.
claro, es
Cuando
bien
no
negativo.
salís de un mismo lugar.
And then she says, borracho, she called him. She called to him. Así lo llama el marido. Borracho, drunkard, rotten drunkard. She turned back to Robert Jordan cheerfully. No, so when she speaks to Pablo, she shouts. And when she speaks to Robert, she's okay.
She's kind.
He's taken a leather wine bottle to drink alone in the woods, she said. He's drinking all the time. This life is ruining him. Young man, I am very content that you have come. She clapped him on the back. Ah, she said, you are bigger than you look, and ran her hand over his shoulder, feeling the muscle under the flannel shirt. Good, I am very content that you have come. And I equally. We will understand each other, she said. Have a cup of wine. We have already had some, Robert Jordan said. But will you? Not until dinner, she said. It gives me heartburn. Le da acidez, heart.
Sí.
Then she cited Pablo again. Borracho, she shouted. Drunkard. She turned to Robert Jordan and shook her head. He was a very good man. Fíjate, he was a very good man.
Yes.
She told him, but now he's terminated. And listen to me about another thing. Be very good and careful about the girl, the Maria. She has had a bad time. Understandest thou?
Lo amenaza también.
Lo amenaza, ¿viste? A Robert. ¿Tú me entiendes? ¿Tú me entiendes?
La tiene re clara, Pilar.
Sí.
Sí, claro.
Yes, why do you say this? I saw how she was from seeing thee when she came into the cave. I saw her watching thee before she came out. I joked with her a little. She was in a very bad state, the woman of Pablo said. Now she is better. She ought to get out of here. Clearly, she can be sent through the lines with Anselmo. You and the Anselmo can take her when this terminates. Pay attention to de María, de Anselmo,
Yes.
¿sí? Que es bien, bien español. La María, el Anselmo, ¿sí? Robert Jordan felt the ache in his throat and his voice thickening. Why? Why does he feel like that?
Because he likes the girl.
Yes, and also
And she-
because, yes, Teresa, sorry.
And she moves him.
Yes, that is one thing, yes, that he likes the girl. And also, he has a kind of premonition
That maybe he won't be there.
because he's, a ver, ¿cómo es que le dice? Espera.
Well,
You,
it's logic because all these men are old men, and this is smart and young.
no, yes, of course. Obviously, Maria
Logic,
is
no?
is going to fall for him. But
Yes.
when Pablo's wife tells him, you and the Anselmo can take her when this terminates. You and the Anselmo can take her, ¿no? And ahí es donde él siente que se le cierra la garganta.
Hmm.
So probably he feels that perhaps he's not coming back. no?
Yes.
Because he says, you and the Anselmo. That might be done, he says. The mujer of Pablo looked at him and shook her head. Ay, ay, she said. Are all men like that? No, she's also very intelligent. I said nothing. She's beautiful, you know that. No, she is not beautiful, but she begins to be beautiful, you mean, the woman of Pablo said. Men. It is a shame to us women that we make them. No, in seriousness, are there not homes to care for such as her under the Republic? Yes, said Robert Jordan, good places on the coast near Valencia. And when they mentioned this, I was there. I went to the place where they kept the children and women in Valencia during the war. And I think I told you that there, now it is a museum, obviously. And there are pictures on the walls of the drawings that the children drew when they were there. And it is terrible. You look at the drawings and you want to cry because the children drew the planes, the bombs.
Yes.
Ah, no, 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 es terrible estar en ese lugar. But
According to their experiences, no?
exactly, and what they felt, no? And you imagine these people there, no? Because it is a place below the town hall, ¿no? Como abajo de la municipalidad está. And you imagine the children there and the women there, no? Being afraid of the bombs that fell on the building, no? Because the building was destroyed by the bombs.
And during the Second War, there are places especially for children.
Yes, yes,
And
also.
the families send them to these places.
Yes, to save them.
Like schools or orphanages or
Yes.
I don't know.
Yes.
Yes, I was going to ask about
them.
that. Does this have a special name?
Sorry?
This place, does it have a special name?
The one I visited.
Refugio o sí, ¿cómo lo
era
llamaban?
el refugio lo llamaban, sí.
Bueno, pensé en eso, ¿cómo se llamarían?
Ellos te dicen refugio. Está la municipalidad y entrando por atrás, bajando unas escaleras, está este lugar con esas con fotos y con... Pero lo que a mí me hizo así, me movió un montón.
Claro,
Los dibujos
no dibujaban mariposas, precisamente.
No, lo que dibujaban los niños es terrible, ¿no? Terrible. Dibujitos de personas así con lágrimas, ¿viste? No, muy duro, muy duro. And it is in Valencia, no? So Robert Jordan is telling Pilar that they can take Maria to this place, the place in Valencia.
It's interesting because she kind of marks or says she's beginning to be beautiful. Like she's very young. So
She's
be
very
careful
young,
what
yes.
you do.
Yes, be careful, no? Be careful. In other places too, there they will treat her well and she can work with children.
Yes.
There are the children from evacuated villages.
Yes.
They will teach her the work. Yes. So this is what they did with girls like Maria. No, she's alone in the world. So
she can work because she's not the children.
No, but she can work looking after the children.
Young, yes.
That is what I want, the mujer of Pablo said. Pablo has a sickness for her already. So you see that there is, I mean, Pablo also felt the attraction of the girl, and, well, his wife knows. It is another thing which destroys him. It lies on him like a sickness when he sees her. It is best that she goes now. We can take her after this is over. And you will be careful of her now if I trust you. I speak to you as though I knew you for a long time. It is like that, Robert Jordan said, when people understand one another. Sit down, the woman of Pablo said. I do not ask any promise because what will happen will happen. Only if you will not take her out, then I ask a promise. Why if I would not take her out? Because I do not want her crazy here after you will go. I have had her crazy before and I have enough without that. So she wants to protect the girl. She doesn't want the girl to fall in love with him and then to be alone. Mm? Uh, we will take her after the bridge, Robert Jordan said. If we are alive after the bridge, we will take her. I do not like to hear you speak in that manner. That manner of speaking never brings luck. Because,
This is similar to what he said before.
claro, because now,
They understand each other immediately. They are very similar in a way.
yes, they are very similar, and he's speaking in a way that she doesn't like, and he doesn't like, because he says
Yes.
that you have to be optimistic. No, I do not like you to hear you speak in that manner. Yes, it doesn't bring luck.
Yes.
I spoke in that manner only to make a promise, Robert Jordan said. I am not of those who speak gloomily. Let me see thy hand. And now, yes,
Mhm.
we know that she
Because she can
He's
read
going
the
to read the hand.
yes, exactly. And bueno, this is also anticipation in the novel, no?
Mhm.
Robert Jordan put his hand out and the woman opened it, held it in her own big hand, rubbed her thumb over it, and looked at it carefully, then dropped it. She stood up. He got up too, and she looked at him without smiling.
Hmm.
What did you see in it? Robert Jordan asked her. I don't believe it. I don't believe in it. You won't scare me. Nothing, she told him. I saw nothing in it. Yes, you did. I am only curious. I do not believe in such things. In what do you believe? In many things, but not in that. In what? In my work. Yes, I saw that. Tell me what else you saw. I saw nothing else, she said bitterly. The bridge is very difficult, you said. No, I said it is very important. But it can be difficult, yes. And now I go down to look at it. How many men have you here? 5 that are any good. The gypsy is worthless, although his intentions are good. He has a good heart. Pablo, I no longer trust. So look at, I mean,
oh,
the information she gives, no? She says, the gypsy is good, he's a good person, but no sirve para nada. But Pablo, I no longer trust. And it is her husband.
Yes.
Eh, And so, well, they start talking about El Sordo. How many men has El Sordo that are good? Perhaps 8. So we know that apart from Pablo, there is another group, another band, but the
Yes.
other band is led by El Sordo. So we have Pablo's band and El Sordo's band.
Uh,
Yes,
did I understand well? Because she's reading the hand of Jordan, and she says, I have no trust on Pablo. It's like she sees like Pablo is a traitor or something like this.
no, because from the beginning, when he saw that Pablo was so sad,
Ah,
he said it's not good that he was
yes, and she doesn't trust
in
Pablo
this
because she
mood.
says that
Yes.
he's drinking all the time. He's he has certain ideas about
Very
Maria.
pessimistic.
He's pessimistic. He is not. I mean,
not reliable.
he's not reliable.
Yes, not
Right.
reliable.
So
Mm.
that's why Jordan asks about how many men El Sordo has, because he needs more men. Pablo
Yes.
has 4. Pablo cannot count, and the other one, the gypsy, doesn't count either because he is not good for this. So he has only 4. So how many men have the other one has? El Sordo, yes.
Yes.
And then later on it says perhaps 20. No, when they are talking about the cartridges per rifle,
Yes.
no, de las balas, cuántas balas por rifle. Perhaps 20. In the same page, a little below,
Yes.
depending how many they would bring for this business, if they would come for this business, if they would come, no? So she doesn't know if Sordo's men will come. Remember thee that in this of a bridge there is no money and no loot, and thy reservations of talking much danger, and that afterwards there must be a moving from these mountains. Many will oppose this of the bridge.
Mm.
So, why isn't the bridge interesting?
Because there is no look, no reward, no money.
Claro, they cannot take anything from the bridge. They cannot take horses, they cannot take food, they cannot take money, as you said. And
So people
also,
won't be interested.
mhm, and also when they blow the bridge, they will have to leave that place
Yes.
because the enemy will know that they are there.
Yes.
So to blow the bridge is, doesn't have advantages for them.
That's what Pablo said.
That is what Pablo said. So the woman tells Robert, perhaps El Sordo's men are not interested in blowing the bridge. Hmm? And she says, in thy reservations of talking, much danger. See? So also the question of you don't talk too much, you don't say much, she tells Robert. And so this is dangerous because you are not talking. Hmm? So uh, then in chapter 3, they go to see the bridge. Uh, the bridge is, when they get to the bridge, they see the men who are guarding the bridge. And they have to be very careful, Robert and Anselmo, no? Because if the light shows shows that they are there, because the Pablo is looking at the bridge through the binoculars. So if the light comes to the binocular and there is a flash of light, the men who are guarding the bridge can see that. So they have to be very careful, no? But well, Robert is a professional because he made some sketches. He draws, yes, the bridge and where he had to put the ammunition, the dynamite, no, etc., etc. In the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 paragraph of that of chapter 3, while he had sketched, Anselmo had been watching the road, the bridge, and the sentry boxes. He thought that they had come too close to the bridge for safety. And when the sketching was finished, he was relieved. Yes? So they are very, very close and they have to leave. Mm? They saw the men who are there. One is smoking a cigarette. He can see that they have there must be a telephone there too. So they take into account all the dangers of the situation, no? Because if there is a telephone, they can immediately tell the authorities that the bridge is being blown. Mm? Um, then they look at the men who are there. Mm? Uh, when they describe the guards, it is funny because the description is also of the Spanish people. They are all the same. They are fighting with people of their same country. It is evident that they are brothers. You see what I mean? The
Yes.
description of the guards is exactly like the description of the Republicans because they are all Spanish people. They are all the same, no? Uh,
Yes.
so, well, then they count the number of men, and they go back to the cave. Mm? And they talk about
7 men and a corporal.
and a corporal. There are 7 men and a corporal. I informed myself from the gypsy. We will go now as soon as he is quiet. We are too close. Hast thou seen what thou needest? Yes, all that I need. And Anselmo wants to know, how does it look to thee? No? And Robert answers, very good, very, very good. I am glad, Anselmo said. Should we go? Now there is no chance that he sees us, because now it is
Darker.
it is darker, no? And when they are leaving, they realize that there are planes coming on top. Mm? In the paragraph that starts, the sentry was standing. In that paragraph near the end, it says, high in the evening sky, three monoplanes in V formation, showing minute and silvery at that height where their stick was sunk, passing unbelievably quickly across the sky, their motors now throbbing steadily. See? Found it?
Yes.
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 A ver, look at this because this is also part of the game, no? Anselmo asks, hours to know if the planes are
Yes.
Republican planes.
Rebels, yes.
And Robert says, they seem so. Robert Jordan said, but knew that at that height you never could be sure. They could be an evening patrol of either side. But you always said pursuit planes were ours because it made people feel better.
Hmm.
So he doesn't know. Bombers were another matter. Anselmo evidently felt the same. They are ours. I recognize. Sorry, I recognize them. They are Moscas. Good, said Robert Jordan. They seem to me to be to be Moscas too. They are Moscas. Now, I think I sent you a picture of the planes they used, but they are painted in a different color. Robert Jordan could have put the glasses on them and been sure instantly, but he preferred not to.
Hmm.
It made no difference to him who they were tonight, and if it pleased the old man to have them be ours, he did not want to take them away. Now, as they moved out of sight towards Segovia, they did not look to be green, red wing tipped, low wing Russian conversion of the Boeing P 32 that the Spaniards called Moscas. So you see, when they leave, he realizes that because the
Yes, he's not sure that.
No, because the Moscas were green and the wings had las puntas rojas, eran verdes con puntas rojas. Creo que les mandé la foto de uno, no estoy segura. They were Russian planes. You could not see the colors, but the cat was wrong. No, it was a fascist patrol coming home. So Robert realized that this was not a Republican patrol, it was a fascist patrol. And later on, this is also interesting, no? The man says, we have a formidable aviation. Found it?
Yes.
A formidable aviation.
The old man said happily, yes, and we will win. We have to win. Yes, and after we have won, you must come to hunt. To hunt what? The boar, the bear, the wolf, the ibex. You like to hunt? Yes, man, more than anything. We all hunt in my village. You do not like to hunt? No, said Robert Jordan. I do not like to kill animals. With me, it is the opposite, the old man said. I do not like to kill men.
Wow.
No, es divino. Es divino. So pure. I do not like to kill men.
Mm.
No. Well, and later on in the a ver, 1, 2, 3, 4 more or less paragraphs, the paragraph begins of pride, of
Yes.
pride of
Pride, a
remembrance,
question of pride.
of pride of remembrance of the encounter with the bear on that hillside in the early spring. Because Anselmo is talking about his enjoyment when he hunted, and he was proud of killing a bear. And
Yes.
he said, but of the killing of a man, who is a man as we are, there is nothing good that remains.
Mm-hmm.
So you can be proud of killing a bear, but you cannot be proud of killing a man. Mm? And he says, a man who is a man as we are.
Yes.
No, so Anselmo is a very interesting character because he's a humanist. No,
Yes.
so
And he sold enough.
He's all what?
He's old enough. I mean that he's an old man,
Yes.
so he has seen many things.
Yes, yes, and his way of defending the republic is because he believes in the republic. He believes in communism, or what he understood about communism at that time. No, and then in the same page for us, at the end of page 43, the it says, "Have you gypsy blood?" Found it,
Yes.
Yes, at the end of the yes.
Gabriela?
Yes, I have.
Yes.
No, but I have seen much of them, and clearly, since the movement more. This is why I say that there are more gypsies in the Republican Army than in the Phalangists, no? Uh, because since the movement more, there are many in the hills. To them, it is not a sin to kill outside the tribe. Well, this is what Anselmo says. For to them, it is not a sin to kill outside the tribe. They deny this, but it is true. Like the Moors, yes, but the Gypsies have many laws they do not admit to having. In the war, many Gypsies have become bad again as they were in the olden times. No? So the picture of the Gypsies is also interesting, no? How they consider the
Yes.
Gypsies.
And he compared the gypsies with the bear.
Yes, exactly.
And the gypsies also believe he's a brother of a bear, because he steals for pleasure.
Yes. So the way they have these ideas, no, and how they believe in things like this, no, the animal is a brother,
Yes.
and then later on it says, who knows? Since we do not have God here anymore, found it,
Yes. Where?
page 44.
Yes. Same
In
page
the
for
middle.
us.
In the middle.
43.
Ah, yes. Who knows? By whom? Who knows?
Claro, porque antes había dicho, no, I am against all killing of men. Yes, yet you have killed, yes, and will again. But if I live later, I will try to live in such a way, doing no harm to anyone, that it will be forgiven. So Anselmo says, okay, I have killed people. But later, when this finishes, I will try to live in such a way, doing no harm to anyone, that it will be forgiven. And Robert says, by whom? Who knows? Since we do not have God here anymore, neither his Son nor the Holy Ghost, who forgives? I do not know. Claro, ¿quién te va a perdonar los pecados? Y no sé, ahora no tenemos Dios, así que...
Ahora, claro.
You have not God anymore? No, man, certainly not. If there were God, never he would have permitted what I have seen with my eyes. Let them have God,
Them.
¿no? De Phalange.
Nosotros,
Que
claro.
ellos tengan. Yo no puedo creer en Dios. They claim him. Clearly, I miss him, having been brought up in religion. But now a man must be responsible to himself.
To himself.
No, this Anselmo is fantastic. He's a character.
Yes, it's incredible character.
Then it is thyself who will forgive thee for killing. I believe so, Anselmo said. Since you put it clearly in that way, I believe that must be it. But with or without God, I think it is a sin to kill. To take the life of another is to me very grave. I will do it whenever necessary, but I am not of the race of Pablo.
Wow.
Yes. To win a war, we must kill our enemies. That has always been true, clearly. In war, we must kill, but I have very rare ideas, no? And so they were walking now close together in the dark, and he spoke softly, sometimes turning his head as he climbed. I would not kill even a bishop, then. So Anselmo would not kill even a bishop,
Ni un obispo mataría.
ni un obispo. Es un genio, es un genio. I would not kill a proprietor of any kind, a proprietor.
Un propietario.
I would make them work each day as we have worked in the fields, as we work in the mountains with the timber all the rest of their lives. So, claro, you see, Anselmo is a man of the land. He has been working hard all his life. And, well, he wants to, for everybody to be the same. So the bishop and the proprietor will have to work the land, ¿sí? Con las manos, así. That they should sleep where we sleep, that they should eat as we eat, but above all, that they should work. Thus they would learn.
Yes, Ines, is that I've always thought about politicians.
Exactly. This is what we feel when we feel that we have to work to pay taxes to,
Yes,
and
yes.
and we say, no, they also have to do
We say that all the time.
Claro.
Sí, yo los pondría a trabajar de la mañana a la noche a ver lo que es la vida.
O lo mandaría que se atienda en el hospital público.
Exactamente, o que mande los hijos a la escuela de la provincia de Buenos Aires.
Claro, o sea, it's the same idea, ¿no?
Sí,
Pablo
sí.
is talking in the middle of the mountains. He has worked the land, a very hard work, and so he says, okay, the bishop and the proprietor have to do the same, yes? And they would survive. Look at Robert's answer. And they would survive to enslave thee again. No? And this is remember, this is Hemingway, no? They would survive to enslave thee again. And this is a post-communist thought.
Yes.
Claro, because this is what happened with the Russian Revolution. The people in the authorities started doing the same thing as the rich people did before, ¿no? Van a sobrevivir para volverte a esclavizar.
Claro, después se vuelven ricos ellos y sigue la...
So Robert is...
Por lo menos un recambio, ¿no?
Claro. Y Anselmo says, to kill them teaches nothing. You cannot exterminate them because from their seed comes more with greater hatred. No, el pensamiento de Anselmo. You cannot exterminate them because from their seed comes more with greater hatred. Los hijos van a tener más odio. Prison is nothing. Prison only makes hatred that all our enemies should learn. But still thou hast killed. Yes, Anselmo said, many times and will again, but not with pleasure and regarding it as a sin. At the center.
Very interesting, no? Because he takes the responsibility of to kill people.
Yes, but not for pleasure.
But it's bad.
But he knows it is a sin, no? Very interesting. Very interesting. At the sentry, you joked of killing the sentry. The sentry es el guarda que estaba en el puente, ¿no? The sentry. That was in joke. I would kill the sentry, yes, certainly, and with a clear heart, considering our task, but not with pleasure. We will leave them to those who enjoy it, Robert Jordan said. There are 8 and 5, that is 13 for those who enjoy it. There are many of those who enjoy it, Anselmo said in the dark. We have many of those, more of those than of men who would serve for a battle.
This is almost finishing the call.
Yes, it is true. Well, and now the man says, we fought...
Termina.
Sí, por eso, fíjense que él va a hablar de Segovia, la batalla de Segovia. We fought in Segovia. The battle that you mentioned, Malena, when the Republicans lost, they won and they lost.